Welcome back to Lexus Land. Today will hopefully be a quick video if everything goes right, but we shall see. My goal is to swap out the front lower control arm bushings in the black Lexus. When I was doing the suspension, realized those were completely shot, so I got this kit of poly bushings from kind of local place up near Denver, little shop called FIGS Engineering. Makes a bunch of like Toyota and Lexus parts for mostly drift cars, but hopefully these will do the trick. We'll see. Real quick, since the last video, the things that have happened, I swapped out emblems for the silver, did a headlamp restore, so it looks way better. Haven't gotten it aligned or anything. I still need to make the final alignment tweaks once I have the new bushings in, but there you can see you got the nice chrome badging on the back as well, and I think it looks really good. Still haven't tackled the paint. That's still to come, and I'll probably end up swapping the wheels because I took the silver badging off this Lexus because I think the chrome works better with the black, the gold works better with the white. But then I've got the gold emblems on the wheels, so I'm probably going to end up swapping the alloys off the white car to the black car just to have everything match. Yeah, so I'm going to get the car up in the air and show you guys how those bushings look again, and then hopefully we'll replace them real quick. Today we're focused on this guy. So you can see that's where the alignment adjustments happen. If you look at this, let's bring it down real quick, hopefully that picks up. When I turn the wheel, you can see that bushing is very scary. And on this side, now we're on the driver's side, not nearly as bad on the driver's side, but we're going to do them both if we're going to do them at all. So, it should be as simple as removing this bolt, and I'll have to mark the cams so I can put it back to where it is. So hopefully it still drives straight until I get the alignment. Drop these arms out, kind of pull this wheel out. That's going to be a trick. I may end up having to... We'll see. Hopefully I can pop this out, find a way to cut that old bushing out, and then just push the new bushings in. I shouldn't need a press for this if I can find a way to get the old ones out. So I'm going to start unbolting crap and see what I find when I get in there. Well, that was a bit of a fight. I'll show you on this side what you end up having to do. So this brace runs down to the chassis, so you have to remove this entirely. This comes apart, but then you have a bolt here, a nut here, a nut here, and a bolt here that all have to come out so that you can drop this out. Because it's bolted to so much other suspension stuff, you can't actually get it down to access it. So that's what I've done on this side. You can see that's where the one bolt is. There's two nuts here, and then another bolt runs through this guy. And that drops everything out, so I just used a little jack to support the wheel for now, keep the suspension from bottoming out, or just hanging. That ball joint probably needs replaced too. It's super loose. But this is what we're focused on today, and let me show you how good this bushing is. It, needless to say, isn't. Yeah. So, you can see there's kind of an inner and an outer metal circle. Now I have to find a way to kind of punch those out so that I can press in the new parts. With the idea of doing it in the car. So I just pulled the last lower control arm bolt, pulled the wheel off, and pulled the whole arm out of the car. So, you can kind of see, I'll try to clean that up a little bit. But I already knocked it out. I just used a socket and a hammer, And I was able to actually just punch this out. So this is all it is. Except with the factory one, you know, this is supposed to actually be attached and not free floating. Whereas with the aftermarket one, this is kind of free floating. So you basically just apply some of the supplied grease to these, press them in, then you apply some grease to this, slide it in, and then we should be able to reassemble. The other side, I'll show you, this is what it looks like before removal. And this side appears better, however, this one was completely torn away as well. Like I said, the aftermarket ones are meant to have the pin just slide in, whereas these you can kind of see where the rubber's attached. I just put a socket here, used my big dead blow over there, and just hammered the sucker right out of there. So we'll see if that works again, and if it does, we'll reassemble, and we're almost done. It's only been like a couple hour job so far, so really not bad. So this one fought a lot more coming out. That's the outer sleeve. And this one, the inner sleeve, actually split. So I had to hammer the inner sleeve out. Then I could hammer the outer sleeve out. But that's out. New one's in. Looks great. So this is about to go back in the car, and we should be done shortly. I would definitely say this is the kind of job, if you have some basic tools and some decent mechanical knowledge, definitely a job you can knock out like in an afternoon if you got some spare time, you want to save yourself some money. So if you've got an LS400 with bad control arm bushings and you don't want to pay, these are like $130 a piece online for aftermarkets. You can do some cheaper aftermarket ones. They have some just generic, you know, rubber bushings. I sprung for these. They were like 110 bucks, I think, for the, you know, for the kit for both sides. But they're poly, you know, they're lifetime, so they should last a lot longer than the rubber ones and should really tighten up the steering, because as it is, I've been driving around and you can tell kind of when I hit bumps, you know, the steering wheel would sometimes feel just a little wobbly or something, just because these were really loose. So, and looking good. Yeah, so those are in. The driver's side was definitely a lot more of a pain in the butt for some reason, but it's all back together. I'm very sweaty. I'm gonna go get cleaned up, get some food. Hopefully that didn't really screw the alignment up too bad. I marked and put the cams right back where they were, but you know, since it was so wobbly before, hopefully the alignment wasn't set by the wobble, because if it was, now I've goofed the alignment up. So hopefully I can get this in for alignment in the next few days. Anyways, that's that, and thanks for watching. Hopefully it was informative a little bit. Catch you next time.